Guys, they said the parents of those virgin girls with dreads that was choosing to go to the forest with the diviners and do the rituals, that their parents came to the palace with a strange complaint. Because according to the information, they said these girls, after they were chosen, because a lot of people turn on for that, but we are rejected for one reason or the other. Then finally, these two were chosen to do the ritual with the diviners. Then they said a cleansing ritual was carried out on them, you know, and they were given an order to go home and return back by Thursday. That from that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, because Saturday is the main day for this Ofarende ritual, that from Thursday they will start sleeping in the palace, you know, and they will have to be in that palace till the Saturday. So I don't know why, but that is the instruction that was given to them. And they said they returned home very happy because this exercise that they want to partake on, they were not forced. Their families did not force them. The palace did not force them. Nobody forced them. As a matter of fact, one of them, who is also a priestess at her age, they say she was so glad that she has been chosen to represent her kingdom, to serve her kingdom. They say she was so happy about it. And they said this girl in question is around that 14 years. She has that burning desire to serve the land, and when she was choosing for this, they said she was too grateful to the gods for choosing her. But something happened when they returned home. They said at night that the two of them had a terrible spiritual attack that they have never had in their life, that to the point that they were screaming, shouting, you know. It did not happen to just one of them, but the two of them that were chosen. So their parents was surprised. They were like, what is happening? Because they know their children and they know that their children doesn't act like this before going to that palace. Because assuming that maybe once in their life or twice, or maybe sometimes in their life, they used to had such a terrible dream. They will call it dreams. But in this particular one, they said it was not dream. That even when they wake up from the sleep and was awake, looking at people, they were still screaming, you know and the parents was surprised, that they said the parents of one of them came to the palace only to see the parents of the second person. They came together, because assuming it happened to just one of them, people will say, oh, maybe she was dreaming, or it was something that happened that came from her family, that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, to tell you that the gods are wise, they said it happened to two of them. So their parents was surprised. Why would this kind of thing happen? Because this is supposed to be a service to their land and to the gods. Why would their children experience that kind of stuff? That it is making them to be afraid, to think that maybe are they even sure that their children are going to make it to the forest or something of that nature. you know so they said one of the fathers to those kids, who really wanted his child to participate due to his love for the king and the jewel, came to ask whether it is part of the ritual or part of the experience that they are going to have in the forest, because they said they were shocked over what happened. But unfortunately, they explained to them that there was nothing like that, that kind of attack is not supposed to befall them. And some other elders started murmuring, saying that are they even sure they are virgins? That why would the diviners choose them? Are they even sure? But they said the diviner who carried out that test was very much right. So at this point, the question is, what exactly happened to them? Who attacked them? Because you never can trust some of these elders who came up with this idea that Adetutu cannot represent the king, because they all know that Adetutu is such a powerful priestess. From what we are hearing, they said Adetutu is even more powerful than Ebony, and that is why when Adetutu came into the picture, that despite everything that Ebony was throwing at her spiritually, that she was able to destroy them and, escape through. So they know that if they try any nonsense on Adetutu, Adetutu will either send it back to them or will just wave it and continue with what she was doing. So now that they said Adetutu cannot represent, and the jewel too said Ebony cannot represent her, and that is when this option of these young virgins came in, and they were able to find these two virgins even in a shortest period of time, because I believe that they were expecting that due to the time interval, as in it was too short, they might not be able to get the virgins, but they were gotten within a short period of time. So the question is, who really attacked them? Where is the attack coming from? Because they said the family were worried, or whoever that did it, did he or she did it in order to scare the parents, so that the parents will say, okay, I don't want my child to go again. I don't want my child to continue again. If she can experience this just by ordinary cleansing, the first cleansing ritual, what do you think will happen if they go to the forest? But they said the diviner explained to them that, look, that forest, that your children, their spirit and everything about them is still pure. That the only people who goes into that forest and most times never come out is those whose hearts are not clean, those who have one problem or one spiritual, or who have contaminated their spiritual life or something of that nature. But your children, they are chosen by the gods. So where could that attack be coming from? They said even the diviners, that they were all surprised where it could be coming from. And they said the palace was worried, because this simply means that they will have to be thinking, oh, are they going to continue? Would their parents change their mind? What kind of problem is this? One thing I do know is that if the gods have decided that that of Arende will happen that Saturday, I believe that nothing will stop it. Even if they try to put fear in those virgins so that they will not continue, God will still make a way where there is no way. Unless it is not time for her to return. Whenever it is time, nothing will stop it. Because even the Bible said that surely they shall gather. But since their gathering is not of God, that they are going to scatter. So my people, that is what we are hearing. They said the kind of attack that this little girls experienced, that it was massive, that their parents have to come to the palace to ask questions. Anyways, like I will always tell you, they are all alleged unverified information making rounds on social media and shouldn't be seen as fact unless you verify them, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Love you.